Fade to white. Hey. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Brion and Karen here with our executive assistant and engineer, Courtney. She is going to be interviewing us today, right?
Indeed. It's time to get down to the nitty gritty.
Uh-oh.
I got some questions that need answered.
Not too much gritty.
I'm scared.
She said, I don't want to get too dirty.
Hey, I'm happy. I'm between two beautiful women, but she's married. Look at her boyfriend, her husband, to come beat me down. So.
Don't say
I
boyfriend.
I
don't have one of those.
I know. Her husband. She happily married. How many years?
It'll be 10 years in January.
Wow, so cool. So cool.
And how many kids?
3 kids.
That's right.
3 beautiful kids.
So Courtney
all
came
look just
on.
like him.
Wow.
No shade.
Courtney came on board about a month ago to help us fulfill this vision of Live, Heal, Thrive. And so
And our
TV show and our retreats and all of that good stuff. So welcome Instagram, welcome Facebook, welcome YouTube, welcome Periscope, welcome Twitter. I think we're streaming on all of those live right now. Please share this out. We're about to get juicy. About to answer some questions.
Feel free to ask any questions.
Yeah, send it on YouTube or Facebook. Send it on the chat if you have any questions you want to ask us. But this is all about Brion and Karen today. You scared?
Of course not.
Okay.
That was confident. She said.
This is what I love to do, talk.
Yeah, that's right. So, you ready to get started?
Yeah.
All right.
So the questions that I'm presenting to you guys have had roughly 6 or 7 shows. And throughout the shows, you guys have been asked questions. So we're going to bring those questions to the forefront. And I'm going to ask these questions on behalf of your members and your followers.
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
Cool.
Sounds fair enough?
Not too crazy with it.
Not too. Don't peek.
Okay.
Don't peek. So first, I want to hear about your story. Tell your followers and your members your story.
Wow.
So where to begin?
It was a cold night back in 19...
So I guess our story as a couple, of course, started as individuals. So each of us was previously married.
Okay.
He had 3 boys. I had a boy and a girl. And so now we have a beautiful blended family.
Here's the story.
Exactly. Cue and music from Brady Bunch.
Love it.
Yeah, and they're all, our youngest 2 are now 20. They refer to themselves as the twins.
Oh.
So my daughter and his youngest son, and they're literally stair steps. You want to jump in?
Yeah, so this is how we met. So it was about 5 years ago in April.
5.5.
5.5 years ago. I got this phone call, and on the other line with this beautiful voice, and she wanted me to do some computer work for her. She wanted me to work on a DVD for her son's graduation at the time. And
I had gotten the number from my sister, who had, when her kids graduated from high school, the video guy, I didn't even know his name, the video guy did her videos. So I've been asking her for the name of the video guy.
Yeah, I'm the video guy. And so she called about 8:30 in the morning, and just a little side note, I don't know why she was up at 8:30 in the morning, because Karen doesn't get up early for anything unless she has
She
to.
knew it was fake.
Exactly.
Fake.
So she called 8:30 in the morning, and we literally talked till about 12 noon, and we talked about everything from the wonders of the universe to relationships to everything, ourselves. And so towards the end of the conversation, as we were talking, I was like, so what are you doing this weekend? Let's go out, let's hang out, let's get to know each other, let's talk. And we were like, okay, cool, this weekend. So we started talking more. About another half hour went on. It was like, what are you doing tonight? And we were like, okay, cool, we'll have dinner tonight. Started talking some more. I was like, what are you doing for lunch?
What are you doing right now?
What are you doing right now? So nothing. So we said nothing. So we met up on Copeland's on Barrett Parkway.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat there,
talked
there for another 4 hours.
A whole 4 hours. Were the servers mad at you?
Well,
Copeland's for 4 hours.
Well,
I mean, did you order twice at least?
They left us alone. I guess it was after lunch, so they weren't really mad. So then we said we got to get out of here. So we went in the car, talked for another 2 hours, and literally the rest is history. We've been inseparable ever since. Next day we got together and we talked and did some things, and
He said did some things. I just want to know. I hadn't even asked that yet.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it then. Yeah. And
that's our story.
That's our story. So that's how we met.
That is adorable.
Thank you.
And I love Copeland's. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
You
great
like
people and
Yeah.
Copeland's. It just seems meant to be. Okay, well, how did Live Heal Thrive come to be? Like, how did you guys grasp the concept that this is what you guys wanted to do and present it to the world? Where did that come from?
So it really started, Brion is a photographer. He's been a photographer for at least 20 some odd years. And so he, was doing his thing. And so we decided we would focus on boudoir work. So doing boudoir photography. So I was kind of helping him with some things, but it really wasn't a collaborative effort until the first client came, and it's like, okay, well, I'm leaving, and she didn't have any makeup on, no jewelry, she didn't know how to pose, so he was like, help me. So I came and helped her with makeup and jewelry and all of that, and like literally that's how we started working together.
Okay.
Because up until that point, he was thinking that he was going to do it himself, and I didn't mind just, kind of helping him out in the background. So that's how we ended up working together. And then just as time progressed, like for example with the retreats, we do one of our retreats is the Art of Sacred Sexuality. So we had been looking for a retreat like that, meaning a retreat that focused on sexual topics, but from a spiritual perspective.
Okay.
From an energetic perspective, talked about, was educational, informative, all of those things. And it was hard for us to find that, especially for a diverse clientele,
right.
People of color and just a whole mix of people. So we said, okay, we're going to start one. We're going to do our own.
Right.
And that's literally...
Yeah, that's how we started that, and we realized that people think the retreat is about sexuality, and it really is so much more than that. It's about the whole being. It's about the person being whole, and so Live, Heal, Thrive is about, addressing, the sexual, addressing the spiritual, addressing
the whole person,
diet, all of that. And so we formed a brand to be able to address all of those areas, and the retreats are one part of what we do. But so that's how we got started with that.
I'm glad you brought that out because I really want to know, what would you say in a nutshell Live, Heal, Thrive is? I mean, you said that it hits on different topics so that people can grow as a whole. It hits on spirituality, which is much needed. Sexuality, which, I mean, again, it's necessary.
Right.
It's educational. You even talked about diet. So, in a nutshell, what is Live, Heal, Thrive? Like a quick, what do you call it? A quick pitch.
Wow. You want to answer that?
Well, of course, mine is going to be a quick answer. So.
He said, well, not quick.
Give it a shot.
But here's the pitch. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Well, for me, Live, Heal, Thrive really was an expression of who I've always been. So when I was, I tell the story, but when I was a teenager, my sisters used to refer to me as a flower child. And, so I always became vegetarian at 18. I was, doing reflexology, and I remember when I was in college, I had a urinary tract infection that just kind of wouldn't go away, and ended up doing hand reflexology and healed myself of that. So that's kind of always, what my focus has been.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
For most of my life. So for me, Live, Heal, Thrive is really like a vehicle or a means of expressing like all of those things.
Right.
You know, I have like for me personally, I have, you know, my dad used to, when I was like 10 years old, he would talk to me about the lost city of Atlantis and what I call cats from outer space. Like he had this thing about cats, you know, I'm pretty sure they're not from outer space, you know. So, I mean, literally, you know, this is kind of how I've always been. You know, I'd spend my time in college taking, I mean, of course, you know, doing the college stuff, but, you know, extra kinds of things, learning massage, you know, took massage classes, would hang out, at the time it was Yes Bookstore in Georgetown, you know, so in the metaphysical section. So it's who I've always been. And then, you know, as a Christian, you know, for many years. I mean, not that I rejected that, but I mean, it's sort of all of it is who I've been. I've, you know, always had an acupuncturist, an acupressurist, and you name it, you know, I've done it. So for me, that's what Live, Heal, Thrive is about. Like anything that enhances your life, enables you to thrive, enables you to come into connection with your authentic self and give your authentic self the opportunity for expression. So that's what it means to me. And plus I get to work with my husband.
So how do you tie into, because this sounds like this is something that, as Karen mentioned, this is always something that you've been. This is you.
Yeah.
So how did you tie into that?
Well, one thing, the passion that I have is honestly seeing people happy, seeing them happy in their relationships, happy in their lives. And so I really enjoy helping people remove blockages to become the whole person, become who they were, you know, created to be.
Right.
It's like when we're conceived, it's like this is miraculous just event. You know, the whole conception process, the whole, you know, incubation process up till, you know, I mean, everything's taken care of until we're born. We'd be like, okay, God, I got it from here. You know,
Right.
it's like, wait a minute, you know.
That's not how any of this works.
Exactly. And so, you know, we are created, you know, literally with the fingerprint of our Creator.
Right.
In perfection.
Yeah, to create. And a lot of times, you know, we are what we call, I love the 4 agreements. It says it's called the domestication of the human. So we are taught to, you know, go to school and follow the rules and sit in a certain space for a certain amount of time and being told when to go to the bathroom.
Share your
Right.
toys.
And share your toys and walk on this side of the hall to go to the restroom, but you can't go unless I tell you can go to the restroom.
Right.
And literally it follows us through life, through high school, through college, through work, and then we get to be an age where we can't even do anything no more than say, okay, here's the gold watch and a few $1,000s and go about your way. So what we try to do is help people to live their whole lives, you know, discover what their passion is. Not to say we're not against the 9 to 5. Some people, we need doctors, we need, you know,
Lawyers.
We need attorneys, we need lawyers, we need, you know, we need all these people for this world to work. But what I'm saying is that if you're not passionate about it, then that's where it's like, okay, let's find your passion. Let's help you discover who you are. So Live, Heal, Thrive is, in a nutshell, a holistic company. It helps people to be holistic in every area of their life. And so we have other sites that we're going to be launching, you know, in the new year to help people to give them the tools to get the resources they need to become that whole person. So I know that wasn't the elevator pitch, but
No, I think that was perfect. I think anyone who's just joining, I mean, I've definitely shared this thread to my timeline as well, to
awesome.
Introduce the world to some pretty awesome clients, of course,
wow.
you know.
Wow.
But that definitely answers my question. And for those who have never heard of Live, Heal, Thrive, I think that was perfect. So digging in a little further, what are some of the setbacks and misconceptions that you guys have had so far in trying to present Live, Heal, Thrive to the world?
So not so much Live, Heal, Thrive, the brand Live, Heal, Thrive, but components of it. So for example, like Live, Heal, Thrive is really the umbrella.
Okay.
So there are various kinds of retreats that we do under that umbrella, relationship retreats, I'm about to probably starting in the new year branching into holistic justice, which is something that I've always been interested in. So that's a whole other thing. But like our retreat, the art of sacred sexuality or the art of tantra, the misconceptions around that are, in this culture, anytime someone hears the word sex, it's like, okay, so this must be tawdry, and and it's like, really, we're trying to teach that that's not what it's about.
Right.
It's not that people are taught sex through porn, and porn isn't a teacher at all.
Right.
Shouldn't be used to teach people about sex. So I think that's probably one misconception that we've had to.
If they think because they hear the art of sacred sexuality, which
they forget the sacred part.
Yeah, and it's a trigger because we're taught to separate that. You cannot be sacred and holy and be sexual at the same time.
Right.
And so from birth, we're taught, even as, parents walk in on their son or daughter touching themselves or exploring, don't touch yourself, don't ever do that.
Mm-hmm.
And the shame around that. And shame around some women around even the menstrual cycle. You can't be a hoe now. You can get pregnant. Yeah.
Which is literally why God created breasts.
Right.
Yeah. To feed our young.
I'm preaching to the choir.
They know.
I'm preaching to the choir.
My people know.
She's a breastfeeding advocate.
Yes.
And she's faced a lot of that.
You can sell a car with breasts, but you can't breastfeed your child.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So those things that we're trying to just break down what people think about sexuality, and that we wouldn't be here without the act.
Right.
There are very few of us that are test tube babies. All right.
They exist. But
but 99, probably 0.9% of us got here because there was a penis and a vagina, and two grown adults wanted to get together. I mean, except of course, the rare instances where it was forced,
the exceptions, of course.
But most of us got here because of a moment of passion, and that's how we got here. You know, and so, but talking about it's like, oh no, we can't talk about sex. That's not cool. We can't talk about it. So that's
everybody's doing it. But
everybody's doing it.
No.
And most people that don't want to talk about it are the ones that are doing it the most.
Of course, we know that. So what have you guys done to fight that misconception and to help break the barriers a little further so that you can reach those when you have encountered that opposition?
Well, personally, I don't believe in fighting anything. I believe in creating a new reality.
Okay.
So there is a paradigm that has been established, and so we're creating a new paradigm where sacred sexuality is okay. We're talking about sexuality is okay. And so what's happening is there is a paradigm shift. People are saying, wait a minute, this no longer feels right because I see something else that's really how it feels more authentic to me. Now, it may feel awkward because literally we are conditioned from birth to not be sexual beings.
Right.
And so it feels awkward to a lot of people, for most people, but the reality is, we need to be comfortable with that, being the sacred and the sexual one whole being. And so we don't really fight against it. We let that, it's going to continue to die off.
Okay.
So it's like a thought process dying off. So we have an originating thought. So the originating thought is sacred sexuality, that this is okay. This is the way you were created to be this person. And anyone that, I don't care what religion you're in, I don't care what your upbringing is, you are a sexual being. You feel it, you know it, this is who you are, and you feel this knowing that there is a God inside of you, that you are part of the divine. You are the divine. And so these are truths that don't have to be proved. We just have to take away the false, thoughts about what that is. So once we start to just shed light on the truth, it's going to fall away.
Okay.
And what it isn't, what sex isn't. We confuse so many things with sex. For example, just touch. There's certain ways you can't touch someone, or then that becomes sexual. There's certain even having massages. There are people who feel like, oh no, that's sexual, or men can't touch one another in certain ways. I mean, even just a genuine hug,
right?
Because that's not you know, that might be construed as sexual.
Right.
So there's so much that's woven into what sex is, that if you talk about anything that has to do with touch or intimacy or connection or those kinds of things, people just gravitate towards, oh, you know, wait a minute, this might be that forbidden area.
Right.
You know, and then they don't learn, they don't grow, they don't, you know, really learn to express who they are authentically. And
yeah, I mean that's exactly right. You know, so.
Well, with that being said, where do you see Live, Heal, Thrive in 5 years, in 10 years? I mean, it sounds like Live, Heal, Thrive is definitely a game changer, in the sense of you guys are creating a platform to make certain things that are uncomfortable comfortable.
Right.
You guys are also creating, as a whole, every different aspect of humanity, so that I guess we all could be our better selves. So with it being a game changer, like how where do you see this in 5 years? Personally, I see this being huge. I see this being global. I see this catching on and touching lives in more ways than you guys could ever imagine. Where do you see it?
I'll tell you what. We're gonna go to a commercial.
Yeah.
When we come back, we'll answer that.
He hit me with this to be continued, and I'm the interviewer.
We're gonna look. Exercise some executive authority right here. No, I want to actually show a quick video so we can take a little break and get a little water about our retreat. One of the retreats that we have, which is the Sacred Sexuality Retreat. Where it's going to be, which is in Destin, Florida, in about a week. So we're going to
10 days.
In 10 days. So we're going to queue up to that, and then we'll be back and we'll answer your question. Cool?
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Brion and Karen here in beautiful Destin, Florida.
Guess what we're doing? We're here to check out the retreat property, check out the private beach. It has private beach access.
Yes.
We just finished touring the retreat site. We'll show you a little bit of it. But I'm personally overwhelmed. I mean, we knew it was spectacular. We've seen the pictures, we've seen 3Ds, we've seen everything, and seeing it
in
up
person,
close and personal.
the energy of the house, the rooms, the attention to detail is just amazing. This is going to be the most amazing retreat, and we're not just saying that, just being here is
we're like, okay, how can we express
we can't
to them
express
like what it is they're going to be receiving? And
we put as many pictures up as we could, videos, but I'm telling you, it doesn't do it justice how beautiful this property is. We're literally right across. It's hard to even say across the street, but we have to cross the street, but I'll show you. But the beach is right behind us, but here's a private walkway. And there's the property right over there. So you want to walk and talk?
sure.
All right. All right. But the beach is amazing. The weather is great. We talked to the property managers, and they told us that the weather in October is amazing. It says the best time of year to come. You would think it'd be cold or cool, but it said the water's great.
They said the water's calm and warm.
Yeah. Pick up your step, please.
I was following you.
Oh, you follow my lead? Okay.
Exactly.
I guess I'm leading. My fault. I guess I wasn't walking fast enough.
No, not your usual.
Oh, look at the beach in the background, y'all. Isn't that amazing? Man. We're actually going to go back to the beach now. We're hungry. We need to grab something really quick and get back to the beach. It is beautiful. It was sunny out earlier. It started raining a little bit. And now the sky is clear, as you can see.
We're about to arrange with the concierge for all of the excursions and
Yes,
dinner cruise and
dinner cruise,
things like that.
potentially renting a pontoon boat and going out on the ocean.
There's a boat dock, like a 52-foot boat yacht dock at the house.
Yeah. Ready, baby?
Yeah.
So we're going to have fun. We're going to relax. We're going to just heal. We're going to play. We have a theater room. We're going to watch movies. We're going to go in the pool, the heated pool. There's a jacuzzi. Man. Man, when is this retreat again?
I know, right?
We need this retreat to come like ASAP. But retreat, if you haven't heard, is October the 11th through the 16th, called the Art of Sacred Sexuality Retreat, our beach retreat.
In Destin, Florida.
Destin, Florida. It's going to be really, 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 really amazing. Ain't she beautiful? Isn't she lovely?
Quiet.
So very, very, very nice neighborhood. People are very nice. I met a few people. Met somebody actually from Georgia, live around the corner from where we live.
Yeah, small world.
Yeah, small world. Balconies everywhere. The views from the balcony to the beach is just stunning. Just stunning. Give you a 360 view. Beach right there. Beach access, private beach access. Need a code to get to the beach. It's really beautiful, y'all. You gotta come to this retreat. If you're ready for your life to literally be changed and transformed, this is the place to be. It's not a sales pitch, I'm telling you. You gotta be here.
Yeah, I'm almost speechless. And as Brion can tell you, that doesn't happen very often.
So yeah, you already know.
Can't wait to see you in October.
Yes. See y'all soon. We love you all. Bye. Say bye, baby.
Bye.
Bye, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. You better hear us? You hear us? All right.
We're back.
We're back. So, the question you had before the break was, where do we see Live, Heal, Thrive going in the next 100 years? Oh, you said 5 to 10.
So 5 to 10. We can go 100. Let's see it.
Wow. We honestly see it as a worldwide brand. We want to have different types of retreats, not just sacred sexuality retreats, but corporate retreats, couples retreats, single retreats, holistic retreats.
And retreats, custom retreats.
Yeah, custom retreats.
So, like, let's say you could be in any group or organization, but let's say you are an AKA or something, and you wanted us to create a retreat around whatever topic you wanted to create a retreat around. That's something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just one part of it, and then we also want to do expos, like holistic expos, where people actually come in and get, information on living a holistic life, all around. We have a lot of sites are launching, like I said, next first of the year. Y'all stay tuned. That's going to provide a lot of tools and resources, because people lack resources. I mean, it's there, but people don't really search or know what to look for. So we're going to actually make it easy for people to have resources, to have teachers, to have access to healers, and like I said, retreats and everything else. So we see it really growing to a worldwide brand with a lot of different legs to it. And we're really excited about where it's going. It's huge. It's a great big vision, and so we're bringing on great people like yourself to help us see it through, and a few other people to help us, fulfill the vision. So
okay,
and because it's an expression of who we are, each of us individually is committed to our own growth, and we're committed to our growth as a couple.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, anything we touch is going to follow
Live, heal,
suit.
and thrive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Live, heal, and thrive.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it has to, because it really is an expression of who we are. So an example of that is I told you I've been vegetarian since I was 18, and I would do vegan like once every year at the beginning of the year for 30 days from January 1st, or usually the 2nd, because the 1st we were having
Everything.
yeah. Till the end of the month, but I never was just straight vegan. And so then, when was this, like maybe beginning
3
of the
months
summer?
ago?
Yeah, beginning of the summer, end of the spring, I decided that in order to do that, I really needed to learn how to, for example, do real vegan cooking, meaning make cheese,
Right.
make milk, make butter, make mayonnaise. So I started out with making dairy. And because of that, like, we were able to become,
You physically made your own dairy. I mean, I know that's a whole nother show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
we're gonna do a
obvious.
show too.
It's obvious,
Yeah, she
but
makes
my mind
cheeses,
is
like
blown.
4 or 5 different types of cheeses.
Yeah. I've made Swiss,
Almond milk,
I've made
cashew
pepper
milk.
jack, blue cheese, cheddar
Macaroni cheese, completely dairy free. I mean,
crab cakes.
crab cakes are crazy. So that's part of it, the eating.
Find
So
out.
that's another channel that we're going to start where she's going to be highlighting some of her recipes and different things like that. So it's a worldwide brand. So it's a vision to really teach people how to live in every area of their life
And how they can.
Yeah.
Right.
It's one thing to lecture and talk and all of that, but
Yeah.
it's another, like, if you're doing it. And so the things that I started out making, the purpose behind it was to prove to us, and then then our kids, to prove to them, and then people generally, that you can eat the things that you're familiar with but still be plant-based.
Right.
Yeah.
So because a lot of people, it's like, okay, a plate of quinoa and kale, there we go, vegan. But they don't think in terms of pizza and crab cakes and
She just made hot dogs the other day and made deviled eggs without eggs. People say
I made egg foo young.
Egg foo young. I just made
She
that.
made deviled eggs without eggs.
Yeah, that's when, in my opinion, I had arrived.
Yeah. We are gonna do a show on
Right,
this.
right.
We're gonna do a show on
That's
this.
gonna be interesting.
But yeah, and I just want to close out and say that and this is something that we live every day. We work on ourselves every day. We go through things. We examine ourselves. Sometimes it takes me a while to get to that point where I don't examine myself, but we do. And we continue to grow, and every time we grow, we get to another level. But we realize that there really is no working on a relationship. It's only working on yourself.
Right.
Because a relationship really is just a component. It contains 2 individuals, or 3 if you're poly, or 4. But for monogamous relationship purposes, it contains 2 people. And unless we're whole, working on ourselves, because she can't make me do anything. She can't make me change. I can't make her change.
Right.
I can say I want you to do this, but she's not going to change unless it's something that she desires and something she wants to do. So that's how we're able to grow, as I put in time to grow.
Yeah, and guess what? I mean, if you're asking someone else to change, probably you need to look inward.
Right.
Yeah. Look in the mirror. That's the person. Look in the mirror and say, that's the other person you have to change. So, and that's
why that song, Michael Jackson song, is like one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, and Man in the Mirror. Yeah. So, but anyway, I guess we got to wrap it up.
All right.
I know we could go on and on and on.
Hey, I got tons of questions.
So
yeah,
maybe after the retreat,
we'll
come back and do a part
on
2.
And on, so.
So do I.
We'll do a part 2. How about that? We'll do a part 2
Sounds
after
like-
the retreat. Bring the.
You guys are gonna have to tell us.
And then we have to give you the retreat after show.
Yes,
right?
your takeaways and the
Yes,
benefits
yes.
that you've experienced and what you've learned. We'd love to hear it for those who have been unable to join you guys.
Right.
And we'll be there next time.
Right, and who will be there
Yeah.
next time. So stay tuned. We have more questions. I feel like you guys did wonderfully.
Aw,
You
thank you so
guys
much.
articulated yourselves really well, and I'm really excited about our next in-person interview.
Yay. Thank you so much, Courtney. Appreciate it. Love you guys. Thanks for joining us. If you need tickets to the retreat, hit us up. We got some specials. We got the hookup. So let us know. You know, we got a week left.
We are the hookup.
Exactly, we are the hookup. And if you want to reach out to us, you can message us on livewiththrive.live, livewiththrive.com. On this post, inbox us any questions about coaching. We are life and relationship coaches. I forgot to mention that. But just let us know, and we love to connect with you. All right, guys, enjoy your Sunday evening.